are now in Kandradon. What you're viewing is but one piece in the constellation of this star-based city of peoples of the mind and pure soul. Kandradon, one of 9 universes created by this man, Richard Murray. Good morning, Richard.
Good morning.
He was more into it than any of us,
yeah.
right? Huh?
You bet.
This is what your world is about these days, creating universes, not going out and looking at something and saying, hey, I can do that.
Completely off Earth.
Right?
Right.
Where do they come from? Where do these galactic cities and structures come from?
They come from, I've been searching that over. I've been doing this for 10 years. And it's one of the things that a lot of people, they really don't know what their art really means to them until after they've been in it for a while, they've gone through it, they've lived it, they do things with it every day until finally you learn, until finally you get a concept. And this comes from a space within me that when I want to escape the everyday troubles of life, I want to build myself up and develop myself more on a spiritual level, then I go within myself, total quiet, try to block out the mind. If you ever try to do that,
It's
tough.
It's tough in this world. Richard Murray was in the real world for a long time. In the Air Force, he was a contractor, an air conditioning expert, studied martial arts for a while. What we are looking at is fine art. There is no doubt about that. For example, the piece in front of us, and there's so many different ways to look at it.
Yeah.
Looking at it in here, you see the city. Down here, you see...
You see an aerial shot, just
An
as if you
aerial
were
shot.
flying over. Now, the concept here is that 1/8 inch is 6 feet tall.
Okay, so
Okay.
in your mind, these places theoretically exist.
What I do is I make a space where you can go to yourself in your own vision, in your own imagination. I will cause the matrix in the mind, and that will allow you to be in touch with your imagination. Once you're there, then you're in a space where you create from. Okay? So my only goal, my only task in life is to create a space that anybody can go to create from.
One of the realities of this world, however, is that things have price tags, and I just want to give you an idea of what we're talking about.
Yeah. This is a $20,000 tabletop.
$20,000. The piece that we opened the show on, this circular piece.
This is a $30,000 piece.
$30,000.
I have over 450 hours of just drilling time and approximately 100 hours of maintenance time involved there.
Drilling time. We have some video that shows you in your laboratory, and I guess laboratory is almost...
Laboratory is the perfect word
the
because
word.
I've got the latest in the state-of-the-art oral surgeon equipment.
Now, that's what you're using. You're underneath a piece of acrylic, and
Right.
you're opening up spaces in there, right?
Exactly. What I'm doing there is I'm adding the antennas to the building. Now remember, this is reverse scrimshaw. This is the only way to really describe this, is that what I'm doing here is I'm in a completion state where I am putting the towers on top of the city themselves.
Here's a piece of acrylic, right?
Right, just a solid piece of acrylic. Now I will remove everything in there that is not the city.
For example.
And for example, so you can see the hole.
This is in progress.
Right.
All right. This one has a story to it, too.
Right, that one's for a screen test. I've been asked to do a screen test for Star Trek 4. And this piece is going to be put into this aquarium. This aquarium will be painted blue for blue screen so that they can drop out any outside and add for the filming. Then a hole will be cut so we can load it up with fiber optics, and we will fill this with the same index of mineral oil so that they can drop a snorkel lens down in and fly around it.
It'll be a city of light in space.
Absolutely.
Really,
It'll be more
is what you're
real than
creating.
looking at it here because you'll be looking at it on film, and we know how the movies are. They do so much just with film
Incredible.
alone.
You have won an Academy Award from the Academy of Science Fiction Film. His works are at the Smithsonian, at every NASA facility.
I have one
Richard
piece in
Murray.
the Kennedy Center, one piece in Houston.
In Russia as well, you say?
Yeah, Moscow, Palace of the Writers Guild.
He doesn't only do works of art, although everything he does is a work of art. He does utilitarian things. You did a guitar for Eddie Van Halen, right?
Yeah, Kramer Guitar asked me to build a guitar for Eddie Van Halen. And I think you have some footage on that?
We do. This is, again, you in your laboratory, studio, workshop. Again, the tools are of the real world. Dentist drills and grinding wheels and sandpaper.
I have people come to me and want me to fix their mouth, and I pick up a great big drill and they go running.
What did you charge Eddie Van Halen for that?
That's a $15,000 guitar.
And it actually plays. It's not
Oh, yes.
something he hangs
it
on the wall.
has real high clarity sound.
And you've got the galactic city in the guitar as
I
well.
have 4 major cities and a complete fortress. Where all the equipment goes, I turned it into a fortress.
We're going to get a shot here of, well, you can see
you can see it being cleaned.
the city in there. So pure acrylic is really kind of cloudy, right? At least on the outside, it seems to
No.
be. It doesn't seem as clear.
When polishing, see what
That's
I'm doing?
the guitar
That's
there.
the guitar itself. There's an angled view where you can see some of the city inside. Acrylic is a synthetic duplication of glass. And its process of being made that there's 1 part powder, 1 part liquid, they mix together, and they go through a process of catalyzation. Then they're spun, they're whipped and spun at high speeds to get all the bubbles out. And then to make a piece like this clear, what'll happen is they'll pour this into a tool, a mold, and then they'll put it under great pressure.
And that cleans it up.
That just
Gets
makes all the
out.
bubbles out of it and everything. And it doesn't matter to me if it's bubbles in it because they're going to come out.
Who else is doing this? Are you?
I'm the only one in the
You're
world.
the guy, huh?
I am the man.
Richard Murray, a very special San Diegan. His works are worldwide, galactic-wide. We're going to close the conversation with a little trip into the universe of Condradon.
The pieces will be on view, and my gallery here in San Diego is the Eagle 2 on the corner of Girard and Prospect.
Can people just drop by?
They can drop by any time and see the pieces there. They
Girard and Prospect in La Jolla.
Yeah, right in La Jolla.
Super. Richard Murray, again, let's go into the world of Condradon.